Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IS Academy. This is season 3 of our daily answer writing initiative, and this initiative runs in coordination with our website. On our website, in the main answer writing section, you can see a list of questions and answer any of those. So topic for today is digital lending norms by RBI, and there is a demand to enact a legislation in this regard. RBI has put up a demand with central government to bring out a legislation, एक act लेकर आए central government, that is the demand of RBI. So question for day 58 regarding digital lending is, what is digital lending, and examine the need of a new legislation to regulate digital lending in India. Answer in 150 words. देखिए बहुत ही छोटा सा question है. This is a very small question. Answer has to be just in 150 words and it has two parts. So what is digital lending? This should not go more than 2 lines. 2 lines से ज़्यादा नहीं जाना चाहिए. And examine the need. In the examine part, you just have to see all sides of the situation. So digital lending, pros and cons, if you know of any, talk about them. Since 150 words mein you cannot have separate paragraphs for pros and cons, but what you can do is take a point format, talk about the positives, that what is the potential of digital lending in a country like India, in the economic setup of India, and what are the concerns associated with it. When you highlight the concerns after talking about importance highlight करने के बाद, your intro will have definition, 2 lines. Then your body paragraph has to be about examine. Now how do you examine a situation? आप उसकी सारी sides देखते हैं, right? If you're examining an object, आप सारी details उसकी नज़र में लाते हैं कि क्या क्या चीज़ें इसमें involved हैं. So examining digital lending would be like talking about what is the potential, what digital lending is, what are the challenges associated. So positive, negative, neutral, whatever you think, since this is a new thing that has happened, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic and after it, so you will have to address all sides of the topic. आपको सारी चीज़ें बतानी है, what are the potential benefits this holds, and then you have to conclude and justify in the conclusion that due to the above things, when you talk about the concerns here, that due to all of the above things, a legislation for digital lending is very much necessary in India, in a country like India. So this is a very simple question. इसका जो content है वो भी it is readily available in the newspaper articles that we are reading nowadays. So start by defining digital lending. What is digital lending? It involves giving and recovering loans through web platforms or mobile applications. So this is your definition. This ends your definition here. If you want, you can expand on it. आप उसका benefit बता सकते हैं, आप उसकी application और usage. You can talk about the usage here, that it facilitates speedy dispersal and helps lower cost. So since these two are the benefits, so this will be employed more. Its increased popularity amongst new age lenders can be attributed to expanding smartphone penetration. सब घरों में फ़ोन है, सबके हाथ में फ़ोन है, so that's why availing loans online is far easier than going to the bank or the financial authority and then asking for loans. Credit range flexibility and speedy online transactions. So this ends your introduction. In the body paragraph, now we will examine the situation of digital lending. Digital lending का क्या potential है? So first of all, it can be used in ensuring financial inclusion. Secondly, red tapeism को counter कर सकता है. Thirdly, it is most cost efficient and बहुत सारे products offer किए जा सकते हैं. For example, if you open a mobile application, you can see that how much amount of money you can get at what rate of interest and what is the best choice for you. So you don't have to visit a bank. काफ़ी सारे products आपको देखने को मिल जाएंगे. So this would be the positive aspect of it. This would be the application aspect of it. While if you see that a lot of frauds can also be conducted, and plus there is no regularization, एक uniform regularization नहीं है. There are 3 types of digital lenders which are regulated by RBI, not regulated by RBI, but given a license by RBI, and third types which are not regulated by anybody. So there is a uniformity required in the form of a legislation. फिफ्थली, बहुत सारी फ्रॉड एक्टिविटीज़ कैरी आउट की जा सकती हैं. पीपल कैन कॉल यू एंड देयर हैव बीन केसेस वेयर पीपल हैव कॉल्ड अदर्स एंड गिवन लोन्स इंस्टेंटली, बट देन द कस्टमर्स वर हरास्ड बिकॉज जो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स था और इंटरेस्ट रेट्स ऑफ सच लोन्स वर सो हाई. वॉट एवर डिजिटल लेंडिंग की जो प्लेटफॉर्म से लोन्स दिए गए थे, द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स वर सो हाई दैट दीज कस्टमर्स वर coerced or forced to give back a lot of money. So what happens is a lot of people, because we are moving towards this shift of digital India, and most of the people, though इंडिया इज़ अ वेरी यंग पॉपुलेशन, बट बहुत सारे लोगों को अभी भी ट्रस्ट नहीं होता है ऑन थिंग्स दैट हैपन ऑनलाइन. मोस्ट पीपल वांट टू विजिट बैंक्स, स्पेशली द elder people, elder generations who actually avail loans. So creating that trust is very important, and if such cases keep on coming up, then despite of all these uses, digital lending will not be successful in India and trust cannot be established in the people of India largely. So first of all, what you can do is आप एक पैराग्राफ बना सकते हैं. It's not necessary कि आपने points में ही लिखना है. You can use proper paragraphs also in 150 words answers. Points are not like compulsory here. Also, mostly what we do is when we take the point format approach, then first part is that we talk about positives, then we talk about negatives, but here we have assimilated or amalgamated both parts. So don't get confused. Examine question hai, so either till first 3 points include this in one para and talk about the positive sides of it, that why is it so much necessary. It is necessary for financial inclusion. It is necessary because much better products can be provided to the masses at a faster rate, faster rate, and it is very cost efficient. So its usage is expected to rise significantly. अगर आप legislation लाते हैं या नहीं लाते, still the usage or the penetration of digital lending will increase significantly. Thirdly, you can talk about it helps in evading red tapeism. So this would be positive part. Here you are establishing the ground. आप ये बता रहे हैं कि digital lending की ये status है और this is the future status of digital lending, and this is why it is important. Now once you have established that ground, you can talk about the challenges associated. Either term this paragraph as in the challenges or just note down these points in the 4-5 numbering format. So you can talk about that RBI has categorized digital lenders into 3 groups: entities which are regulated by RBI and are allowed to carry out lending business, entities that are authorized to carry out lending business as per other statutory or regulatory bodies but are not regulated by RBI, and third one is entities lending outside the purview of any other body, चाहे वो किसी एक्ट से बनी हो या फिर रेगुलेटरी हो, and a legislation that covers all of them is the need of the hour because uniformity is not there. In fact, most of the people are not even aware whether RBI will come and protect them, or RBI is enacting some safeguards regarding this application that I'm using. Then you can talk about, here you've given the legislative loophole that exists. Then you can talk about that there are many gaps, and you can talk about how trust deficit is being created due to frauds that are happening on these digital lending platforms. So there is no doubt that digital lending legislation is the need of the hour. It is very much important in a country like India. So in the concluding lines, you should not have more than 2-3 lines of conclusion. You can say that Digital Lending Association of India has issued guidelines आ गई हैं against such illegal activities, but there is a growing need for regulation, uniform regulation in this space, or unauthorized players like pointed out above will keep popping up. So stringent provisions must be formulated which can be enforced legally. Regulation must be enforced in this industry soon, as it is bound to increase. इसका जो usage है, इसका जो application है, वो बढ़ने ही वाला है, and so that consumer trust remains intact. So digital lending is very important, especially for the MSMEs, जो medium and small scale enterprises हैं, इंडिया के GDP में बहुत ज़्यादा contribute करते हैं. They contribute a lot to India's GDP and to the level of employment also that is there in India. So there are schemes by government through which MSMEs can avail loans in less than 60 minutes, 59 minutes loan scheme chalti hai. So a lot of digital lenders have subscribed to this and they are giving loans to such MSMEs in less than 1 hour. So this, if MSMEs are able to get easier loans through these digital lending platforms, then employment will increase, GDP will increase, and our industrial base will increase in the country. So that's why for all groups of society, for all sections of society, for the economic growth, digital lending platforms are very important, and whatever is bound to increase, whatever is important, needs proper regulation in place. Right now the penetration is not that high, as you can see in the first point here, that it is just rupees 1.12 lakh crore for banks and 53.8 lakh crore through the physical mode. But right now it is not that high, but it will increase in times to come, and it is an opportunity for the government to enact the legislation right now. So this is your answer for the day. It has been uploaded on our website. The question for tomorrow is regarding climate change. Climate change is real, climate change is here. Discuss the socio-economic impacts of climate change with respect to the diverse geography of India. So here you will have to discuss how will climate change impact the coastal states, how will it impact the environment, our biodiversity, how will it impact northeastern states, Himalayan states, or the deserts of India, or the central India. So with respect to the geography of the country, you will have to address this question in 250 words. So very simple, but it will require a little bit of creativity from your side, because you might not get a straightforward answer anywhere in the newspaper articles or online. So post your answers on the website, the link is there in the description. Send your answers to us and get them evaluated entirely free of cost.